टाइम हो रहा है 6:14। आज है तारीख 13, तो आज हम 13 मिनट पढ़ाई करेंगे सिस्टम बोर्ड से। द सिस्टम बोर्ड इज ऑल्सो नोन एज द मेन बोर्ड और मदर बोर्ड। द सिस्टम बोर्ड कंट्रोल communication for the entire computer system. All devices and components connect to the system board, including external devices like keyboard and monitor, and internal components like hard disk, drives, microprocessor. The system board act as the data path and monitors traffic, allowing various components to communicate efficiently with one another. One on a desktop computer, the system board is typically located at the bottom of the system unit. Along one side, it is the large flat circle board covered with a variety of different electronic components, including socket, dot, slot, and bus line. Sockets provide a connection point from small specialized electronic parts called chips. ये चिप्स है, ये स्लॉट, इसमें रैम और रोम लगता है, इनमें रैम लगती है। सॉकेट provide a connection point for small specialized electronic parts called chips. Chips consist of tiny circuit board attached onto square and sand-like material called silicon. This circuit board can be smaller than the tip of your finger. A chip is also called silicon chip, semiconductor, or integrated circuit. Chips typically are mounted into chip carriers. These carriers plug ether directly into socket on the system board or into cards that are then plugged into slot on the system board. Sockets are used to connect the system board to a variety of different types of chips, including microprocessor and memory chips. Slots provide a connection point for specialized card or circuit board. This card provides a expansion capability for the computer system. For example, a wireless network card plug into a slot on the system board to provide a connection of local area network. Connecting lines called bus line provide a pathway that support communication among the various electronic components that are either located on the system board or attached to the system board. Generally, the system board found on a desktop is larger than the found on laptop and much larger than one found on a tablet, smartphone, and wearable computer. Although these system boards vary of size, they all perform the same function of communicating between the components of the personal computers. Microprocessor. In the most personal computer system, the central processing unit CPU or processor is contained on the single chip called microprocessor. Microprocessor is the brain of computer system. It has two basic components: control unit and arithmetic logic unit. Control unit. The control unit tells the rest of the computer system how to carry out a program instruction. It directs the movement of electronic signals between memory, which temporarily holds data, instruction, and process information, and the arithmetic logic unit. It also directs this control signal between the CPU and the input and output devices. Arithmetic logic unit. The arithmetic logic unit, usually called the ALU, performs two types of operation. Arithmetic and logical. Arithmetic operation are the fundamental math operation: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Logic operation consist of comparison such as whether one item is equal, minus, less than, greater than, and others. Microprocessor chips. Chips processing capability are often expressed in word size. A word is the number of the bits, such as 16, 32, 64, that can be accessed at one time by CPU. The more bits in a word, the more data computers can process at one time. Each bit grouped together to form a byte. A A 32-byte word computer can access 4 bytes at one time. A 64-byte word computer can access 8 bytes at one time. Therefore, the computer designed to process 64 bytes word has greater processing capacity. Other factors affecting computer's processing capability include how fast it can process data and instruction. The processing speed of microprocessor is typically represented by clock speed, which is related to the number of times the CPU can fetch and process data or instruction in a second. Older personal computer typically process data and instruction in million of seconds or microsecond. Newer personal computers are much faster and process data and instruction in billions of the second or nanoseconds. Supercomputers, by contrast, operating at speed measured in picosecond, 1000 times as fast as personal computer. In the near future, we can expect processor speed to be 1000 times faster than that, operating at the speed measured in femtosecond. Logically, the higher a microprocessor clock speed, the faster of microprocessor. However, some processor can handle multiple instructions per cycle or tick of the clock. This this means that clock speed comparison can only be made between processors that work the same way. At the one time, personal computers were limited by the microprocessor that could support a single CPU that control operation. These computers were limited to processing one program at a time. Now, many personal computers have multi-core processor that can provide two or more separate and independent CPU. For example, a quad core processor could have one core computing complex Excel spreadsheet, a second core creating a report using Word, a third core locating a record using Access, and the fourth core running a multimedia presentation all at the same time. More significantly, however, it is the potential for personal computers to run very large complex programs that previously required expensive and specialized hardware. For multi-core processor to be used effectively, computers must understand how to divide tasks into parts that can be distributed across each core, an operation called parallel processing. Operating systems such as Windows 10 and Mac OS X support parallel processing. Software developers use this technology for the wide range of applications. For scientific programs of sophisticated computer games, A series A series processor and manufacturer AMD. Cortex A series processor manufacturer ARM. Edison processor manufacturer Intel. i7 processor manufacturer Intel. Specialty processor. Wow. Compressors are typically chips designed to improve specific computing operation. One of the most widely used in graphics coprocessor is also called GPU, graphics processing unit. These processors are widely to handle a variety of specialized tasks such as displaying 3D image and encrypting data. Powerful GPU are standard features in gaming computers to support fast processing of virtual environment. Many cards have more than 70 separate specialty processors to control nearly everything from front efficiency to satellite entertainment and tracking system. Memory. Memory is a holding area. Memory is a holding area for data, instruction, and information. Like microprocessor, memory is the content on chips connected to the system board. There are three well-known types of memory chips: random access memory (RAM), ROM, and the flash memory. Random access memory RAM chips hold the program, sequence of instruction, and data that the CPU is presently processing. RAM is called temporary or volatile storage because everything is the most types of RAM. Each lot lost as soon as the computer is turned off. It is also lost if there is a power failure or disruption of the electronic current going to the computer. Secondary storage, which we shall describe in chapter 7, does not lose its content. It permanent or non-volatile storage such as data storage or hard disks. For this reason, as we mentioned earlier, it is the good idea to frequently save your work in progress to a secondary storage device. That is, if you are working on document or spreadsheet, every few minutes you should save, store, and material cache memory. Improve processing by acting as temporary high-speed holding area between the memory and CPU. The computers detect which information in RAM is most frequently used and then copies that information into the cache when needed. The CPU and CPU can quickly access the information from cache. Having enough RAM is important. For example, to use the standard version of Microsoft Office 2013, you need 2 GB or 2 billion bytes of RAM. Some applications, such as photo editing software, many require even more. Fortunately, additional RAM can be added to computer system by inserting an expansion module called DMM, dual inline memory module, into the bytes. There are three commonly used units of measurement to describe memory capacity. Even does not have enough RAM to hold a program. मेगाबाइट एम मतलब मिलियन बाइट्स, जीबी माने 1 ट्रिलियन बाइट्स, बिलियन your computer does not have enough RAM to hold program. It might program using virtual memory. Most of today operating systems support virtual memory. With the virtual memory, large programs are divided into parts, and the parts are stored on a secondary device, usually a hard disk. Each then read into RAM only when need. In this way, computer systems are able to run very large programs. ROM, read-only memory. Chips have information stored in them by manufacturer. Unlike RAM chips, ROM chips are not volatile and cannot be changed by the users. Read-only means CPU can read or retrieve data and program written on the ROM chips. However, the computers cannot write, encode, or change the information or instruction in ROM. Not long ago, ROM chips were typically used to contain almost all the instructions for basic computer operation. For example, ROM instructions are needed to start a computer, to access memory, and handle keyboard input. Recently, however, flash memory chips have replaced ROM chips for many applications. तो गुरु 13 मिनट हो चुके हैं, आज का चैलेंज खत्म।